Hello, my YouTube family. Getting a little bit of active recovery on a hike. I hope you enjoy this scenic view. Um, so, the reason I'm not doing my typical normal video where I'm talking over my lifting videos and things like that is because I actually have a competition coming up this Saturday where I will be setting the world record total in the 242 drug-tested junior weight class. The world record total right now is 2,023 pounds. I will set it at 2,046 pounds. It's either 44 to 46 pounds, one of those. Forgot what my temp sheet looks like exactly. Anyways, I'll be setting that world record this Saturday. To prep for that, I need to make sure I peak correctly. So, as you've seen over the past few weeks, I've been lifting very, very heavy, and my strength has shot up. But with that comes some fatigue. So this week, I'm just lifting for recovery, so very light weights, just a couple days. I'm going to drop this fatigue down. My fitness level, or my strength level, goes up. It's called super compensation. So by the time I compete, I'll be ready. My fatigue's down low, strength's super high. Go in that Saturday and set this world record. Now, with that, I want to talk today a little bit about genetics and recovery. The reason I want to talk about genetics is that a video that has done very well on my channel is called How This Natural Benches 500 Plus Pounds. In the comments, a lot of people are asking my height and weight. A lot of people are commenting about genetics, whether or not someone's going to accomplish something because of their genetics. First off, my height and weight. I sit around 253 to 257 pounds, and I will be cutting down weight for my weigh-in on Friday. And my height, I'm about 6 feet tall. I've been lifting since I was 13. I've been working out since I was 10. And my entire life, I've been a very physically active kid, and I have been, the word's enthralled. I've always wanted to be big and strong since I was very little. So obviously, I have a genetic component to that. I have an interest, a very strong interest in this thing, and I've always been very strong. So I've always kind of had a natural, I've always been naturally good at things like powerlifting, things like football, things that require a lot of strength, explosiveness, and athleticism, right? Powerlifting, not so much explosiveness, athleticism, but a lot of strength. So I've always been good at those things. With saying that though, everyone is born with something they're naturally good at. So I would assume the goal in life is to find the thing that you're naturally pretty good at and then excel at it, get obsessed with it. And do all you can do is that you find this thing that you like, that you're naturally good at, and then excel in that area. And in that way, you'll have good genetics too, with whatever it is. You know, obviously, I am not a mathematician. So but I'm not going to go around and say I can't do something because of my genetics. If I'm not a good mathematician because I'm not interested in studying math. So why am I saying all this? Sorry, there's people walking around and things like that. Why am I saying all this? Is because I've been working very, very hard without any self-limiting beliefs for a very long time. Since I was 13, I've been lifting weights. Since I was 10, I've been working out, as I said prior. A lot of people on that video were talking about genetics, whether or not someone will achieve something because of their genetic potential, which I just think is complete straight bullshit. How do you know? You don't know unless you put in the work. You don't know unless you get so obsessed about it that you create your entire life around this thing. And for me, it's physical, the unlimited physical capability of a person. And that's what I'm obsessed with, training and getting better. I obviously love hitting huge PRs, but I also just love going into the gym and getting a little bit better every day. I love the journey, as they say, right? And obviously you have to love the journey because most of your life is the journey. You know, speaking in ideas of power building, most of the time you're not going to be on a platform. Most of the time you're not going to be shirtless on the beach. Most of the time you're going to be in the gym training, or you're going to be eating, cooking, and all of that. Most of the time you're in the training phase. So you have to make sure that you love that training phase of your life. Because if you don't love it, you're not going to excel at it. So as far as genetics go, the reason I think I'm as a lot of you believe, the reason I'm very good at this thing is because I have dedicated my persona, me as a person to this thing. And I hope you can find something in your life that you're able to do the same thing, whether it be this or something else. Obviously, I have other interests, other hobbies, but a large part of my life is this thing. So when you dedicate a large part of your life to one thing, you're going to get great at it. You're going to get very, very good at it. And I can think of times in my life too where I could make an excuse where I was not genetically gifted. This is not my dog. I can think of times in my life too where I can think of where I'm not good for this, but I did not let that belief into my system. Life is a story. We tell ourselves a lot of stories, and I will only tell myself stories that benefit me, because, like I said, life is a bunch of stories. So if you're telling yourself negative stories, you're going to believe those negative stories. Your life is probably going to be negative. I'm just going to tell myself positive stories because I know them to be true, and then I will succeed because of it. All right. And then as far as the genetics goes and things like that, is you just have to put in the work in for a very, very long time, and you don't know what you're capable of. You'll probably never know what you're truly capable of, because I believe there's unlimited capability in everyone. And put in the work and discover, and hopefully on that journey you discover some truly amazing things. Now, talking about recovery, as far as training and things like that go. Just a little story I was thinking about on this hike, and that's why I set the camera down and kind of wanted to talk about it. Last spring, I started training 2 times a day, 5 times a week. And during that time, I also got an Oura ring. It's a sleep tracker. It's like a Whoop or something like that. It tracks your sleep. It tracks the quality of your sleep, the amount of deep sleep you're getting, the amount of REM sleep you're getting, the amount of light sleep you're getting, the amount of times you wake up during your sleep, and it tracks your blood oxygen level during your sleep. It tracks a lot of things. One thing I noticed though, when I got this, my deep sleep was crazy. And deep sleep is when your body recovers. It was like 2 hours a night, and which is great for recovery, obviously. My deep sleep was about 2 hours a night. My REM sleep though was not that good. It was like 30 minutes. It was nothing. It's kind of crazy. My deep sleep was so high. My REM sleep, which is kind of where I don't want to say where your mind recovers, because obviously your whole body's recovering while you sleep. But I think it's a little bit more focused on your mind, or your brain, I should say, recovering during the REM sleep. So my deep sleep was very high. My REM sleep was very low in the total amount of sleep I was getting. And I was kind of concerned. I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I bring up my REM sleep? How can I bring up my REM sleep? Needless to say, I switched to a full-time position at my work, making training twice a day not as feasible. And not that I couldn't do it, my job wasn't very laborious. I was working as a personal trainer. It's not like I'm moving bricks all day, but it just prevented me from getting the food and sleep I needed in order to train twice a day at the intensity I was doing. To optimize, I should say, because my goal is to optimize, not just to do something. I'm trying to optimize the process. So with that, I switched. A couple things changed in my life. One, I went from needing to work that full-time job. Now I am a full-time online personal online coach, strength coach, performance coach, fitness coach. And I started training just back to my normal once a day, 5 times a week. And there was something I noticed about that. One, my REM sleep shot up. The bar started to fill. I was getting like the REM sleep of a normal person. But my deep sleep decreased. It went from 2 hours a night to sometimes I struggle to get like 45 minutes a night. And I think that what they recommend is about an hour to an hour and a half a night. And now I'm concerned. I'm like, this is a complete opposite of what my original intent was, right? This is what a complete opposite of what was happening. And I was worried about my deep sleep. Am I not getting recovered? Oh, I was getting recovered plenty because my strength and my size and everything has been going up consistently. So what does this mean? Why am I bringing this up? I want to talk about your capability of doing just more things. During that time when I was getting 2 hours of deep sleep, I was probably doing a little bit more than what my body could handle. And because of that, I needed to make sure I got a lot of deep sleep. My body made sure I got a lot of deep sleep. Then now I'm doing probably a little less than what my my physical body can handle. Does that mean I'm doing less than my output in the gym? No, that's not what I mean by it. I'm obviously, if I was here's an analogy here. I'm training for bigger biceps, and I'm hitting 20 sets of biceps a week, which is by far way overkill. Let's make it more reasonable. 10 sets of biceps a week or something like that. I'm maximizing the stimulus in my biceps, okay? But that doesn't mean I can't train my triceps. It doesn't mean I can't recover from training my abs or something like that. So what I want to, the reason I'm bringing this up is that you're probably more capable of what you're currently doing if you're getting good sleep and if you're getting enough nutrition and you're recovering enough, right? So sometimes you'll get athletes and they're very concerned about, is it okay if I go on this hike this weekend? Or is it okay if I do an extra set of abs after my workout or something like that? And I'll tell these athletes, as long as you can recover from it. And chances are you probably can. Now, with this being said, don't get distracted and don't go overboard, right? As I'm sitting at it right now, I'm very happy. I'm maximizing my potential for my powerlifting or power building gains. I should say that. I'm maximizing my potential for those gains, the stimulus for those gains, but I'm not necessarily maximizing my potential to recover. I could probably do an extra hour or two of cardio a week without it disrupting this maximum at all. And I'll probably get a little bit better quality sleep because of it, get a little deeper sleep because of it. But why am I saying all this? Is that when you're training and when you're working out, it's not the end of the world if you do something on top of your power building training, which a lot of people make it seem. Cardio is killing your gains. This is killing your gains. As long as you don't get hurt and as long as it does not impede your progress in the gym, that is all that matters. All right, I'm signing off. This is probably like my 4th or 5th time making this video. There's a lot I want to say, but I need to make sure I keep it concise. I hope you take something away from this, obviously. That's a big one. And I hope if you got any questions, please reach out to me at tankstrengthcoaching@gmail.com. You can email me there and visit my website, tankstrengthcoaching.com. Right? I am a strength and performance coaching specialist, very authentic, just like these videos. We make sure we progress. Results is what matters, and that's what I get you. All right, so if you're interested in that, please reach out to me. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, and let me get back to you. Have a good one, man.